Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Round 8 of Queensland Premier Rugby. My name is Martin Lippiett, and this afternoon we are here at Ashgrove's Yoku Road, where Jeeps are hosting Sunnybank, as well as their ever-growing Ladies' Day celebrations. It's almost been a year after these teams last clashed in Round 10 of 2016, which saw the Gallopers narrowly take the win, 30 points to 26. Both teams will be seeking redemption today as they come into the match off the back of tough losses. So far this season, it has been up and down for Sunnybank, recording 3 wins, 2 losses and a draw. After Sunnybank's hard loss to the University side last week, 59 points to 8, the boys will be out in fighting spirit to take down GPS. The Gallopers, however, currently sit in second place on the ladder and have showed us a great amount of improvement under new head coach Anthony Matheson to record 4 wins and 2 losses in 2017. Before we get underway, let's review all the Round 7 action in this week's edition of The Breakdown, hosted by J-Ball Staunton.
G'day, I'm J-Ball. Welcome to The Breakdown, the show that keeps you up to date with absolutely everything Queensland Premier Rugby related for season 2017. Last weekend saw some pretty big results, and we've got some massive matchups this weekend, so let's jump into it. Brothers played host to Jeeps and got up over a nail bite of 30 points to 29, whilst West travelled out to East to take on the Tigers and got up. Uni played host to Sunnybank in the match of the round in St Lucia and got up 59 points to 8, whilst Norths in the Battle of the Bird got up over South 57 points to 20. Now, a big shout out to North boys on the weekend coming away with the buttered confection against Souths. But they had 2 guys who scored hat-tricks, the rest of Matt Taitini and Nick Chapman. So congrats on that. But for mine, the highlight of the week goes to Connor Chittenden by way of Nick Chapman for setting up this ripper for him. Check it out.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Sexy stuff there from the boys from Norths. Now let's look forward to round 8. East play host to the high-flying students of Bottomley. Brothers will head out to Chipseywood Oval to take on Souths. In our secondary live stream game, the Bulldogs at West will be playing host to Bond, and in our match of the round, the Gallopers will be playing host to Sunnybank. Now we've got a couple of big events this weekend. Both East and Jeeps are hosting their Ladies' Day celebrations, whereas Souths are going to be having their Family Day. Head to their Facebook pages for more details. And as we know, the heart and soul of Queensland Rugby is in its grassroots, so get out this Saturday and support your local club. If you can't make it, be sure to watch everything live and free through our digital channels. Have a good one. I'll see you out there.
Great stuff there from Round 7. Now let's have a look at the most important thing that's going around in the week to week. It is our leader table. Now, obviously, out in front, it's the University of Queensland commanding effort so far, 28 points. And in second there, we've got Jeeps on 19, Sunnybank sitting in at a close third on 16 points. The underdogs, the Wests, have come through phenomenal form, sitting at fourth on 14 points, with brothers East, South, Norths and Bond in the respective 5 through 9 positions. So it's been an absolutely stellar opening 7 rounds, and we're going to be definitely in for a top-of-the-table clash here this afternoon. But 2017 marks Jeeps' 130th anniversary, an amazing milestone. The club have introduced specially designed blazers to commemorate their history, and Reds TV caught up with the 1961 Jeeps Premiership captain Gareth Hughes ahead of today's game. Let's take a look.
Well, I was very proud and privileged indeed to lead the 61 side to victory in the Premiership, and out of that we made a lot of good friends in the team and a lot of good friends within the club. The fondest memories, I suppose, was holding the Premiership Cup up was the big one, of course, but it was the camaraderie that developed amongst the team and the club, and everybody got really involved, and it was a very, very good time indeed. Oh, I think it's wonderful because to see the younger fellows coming through like that, and I'm very pleased to see that the club have appointed a former GPS footballer as their coach this year in the A-grade side. But the younger blokes coming through, it's a tremendous game and a tremendous opportunity for them all.
I think it's definitely a great step. Obviously, a few other clubs, not only in Queensland but around Australia, have got the rugby blazer, and now to have our own one, something very special. I think it's something definitely that's going to bring a lot of interest back from the old boys, guys who maybe lost a bit of connection with the club, who've won premierships or have been involved in successful teams and coming back down and getting involved, whether that's spectating or sponsoring or whatever it is. So I think the blazer will signify, hopefully, more of an invested interest from the outside community, but it's definitely a great initiative to have. I think it's got great significance. Jeeps is a very proud club. It's got great tradition and great support from the local community. A lot of the guys are aware of how long the club's been around, but not necessarily aware of the blokes who've played before and what's happened previously, where we've come from Frimsby Park now over down here to Yoku Road. So it's a fantastic achievement for a club to be in existence for that long, and it doesn't happen without having good people involved, and that's what we do down here at Jeeps.
Great stuff there from Jeeps. Once again, good afternoon and welcome to Reds TV live coverage for round 8 of the Queensland Premier Rugby competition. This afternoon, we're bringing you all the action from Yoku Road, Ashgrove, where Jeeps are hosting their ladder rivals, Sunnybank. My name is Martin Lippiett, and joining me today in commentary is Jay Boss-Norton. Jay, how pumped are you for today's match?
I say it every week, I'm absolutely over the moon. This is park footy at its finest. A great club like Jeeps up against a powerhouse like Sunnybank. You can't beat it.
Well, obviously, it's a big day for Jeeps. Obviously, 130 years. It's going to be a big 2017 in general for them. It is Ladies' Day, and that is a sensationally large tent at the eastern side of the venue here, which is just looking like it's getting chockers filled with all the ladies. So, look, there's a lot riding this, and I have to say, I think big competition today, 2 versus 3, and there's only 3 points difference between them.
Yeah, that's actually the big statistic that's really driving this game, is the fact that, we all know uni are absolutely pasting everybody pillar to post every single week, but it's the lower grades, the lower teams, anywhere from 2 down to 6 is right in it. So only 3 points. Whoever wins this is looking like they're going to solidify their place at second on the ladder.
Well, do you think Ladies' Day is an extra motivation for the boys to put on a good show?
It always is. You saw the uni boys last week absolutely get up for it, so it's just another excuse for the boys to play well.
Absolutely. But before the action gets underway here at Yoku Road, let's talk a little bit more about what's happened so far today. So I've spoken to both the head coaches. It's been a pretty even battle between Sunnybank and Jeeps, and we've just seen there an absolutely nail-biting conclusion to the reserve grade. I think Sunnybank just got up by 1 point. So coming into it, I think we're going to have quite an even match battle on our hands this afternoon.
Yeah, they're two teams that really run deep in regards to their players and their talent. They're always strong in the grades, always strong up in Premier grade, and they've got the numbers to be able to really give it a good shake when they come up against each other. But I think we were looking at first grade, second grade and reserve grade have all gone the way of Sunnybank. So I think the boys from Jeeps in the Premier grade side are really going to be lifting to try and get up with the W today over the Sunnybank boys.
Well, as per every week, we do have our players to watch, and it's none other than Dan Gorman today for Jeeps. We're going to have a bit of a forwards feel with it this afternoon. So Dan Gorman, he's been one of the powerhouses, Jay. You always see him, working so hard in the scrums, in the lineouts. So I'm looking forward to him. And then when we jump across the other side, Jay, who we got?
Dave Finlay-Henaway, he's obviously come over. He was part of the Brothers Premiership team last year, but he shifted over to Sunnybank and he's been playing the house down. He's been one of the best, and he's a really tight player, but when he does get in those spaces, he's a really good link between forwards and backs, so he'll be exciting out there today.
Absolutely, and I think we're going to see a really good battle in the scrums. Obviously we say this every week. There's always great battles in the scrums. I think it's because of the way, the scrumming rules have changed in the last few years, but also there is so much to be gained and lost in those scrums, Jay.
Very much so. That's what Jeeps has been doing so well this season, is their set piece is absolutely dynamite. They won on the buzzer just against West a couple of weeks ago with a pushover penalty try. They've taken it to uni, they've taken it to everyone, but Sunnybank are a very big pack, so they can really muscle up today, but I think Jeeps are going to have the wood on them in set piece.
As we did see there, we've got rugby games going all around at the moment, so if you're not tuning in to us here on this one, we also have our secondary stream, which is, you can see, which is going to be Bulldogs versus Bond. They're playing at Cyfleet Stadium in Toowong, and that can be found via redsrugby.com.au. So if the Gallopers and the Dragons isn't quite on the cards for you. You can head across and watch. Jay, I'm sure you're very happy to see how they've been going. But the Bulldogs, the last few weeks, definitely have found some good form this season.
Yeah, they've been killing. As I said, they only just lost to Jeeps a few weeks ago. But if they'd have gotten that, that would have been 4 in a row. But in the top 4 for the first time in, I dare say, close to a decade. So they're really galvanising, new setup, new club, and they're really bringing a new culture, which is great to see.
Well, while Sunnybank sings their victory song after the reserve grade, we are going to jump a little bit ahead of them and we're going to have a look at the teams taken to the field for the Premier Grade match. And to get things started, we're going to have a look at the home side, obviously coached by Anthony Matheson, who's been doing a fantastic job. But at number 1 is Leone Amuliki Hamea. Number 2, Ryan Freeney. At number 3, Fred Burke. Number 4, Oliver Bartlett. Number 5, Dan Gorman. At number 6, Wade Setu. Number 7, Enzo Matoti. Number 8, Michael Richards. At number 9, halfback, Tom Christie. At number 10 is AJ Alatimu. Number 11, Reese Cleaton. Number 12, Malonga Cornelio. At number 13, Todd Winkley. At number 14, Eric Vasaki Thakau. And at number 15, fullback, Pat Nicholson. J-Bob, up next, we're going to have the Dragons. Walk us through it.
At prop, we've got Daniel Ane as well as Feo Fotuaika. At hookup, Molly So'owai Malilangi. In the second row, Nathan Denote and Joshua Fenner. On the flanks, David Finlay Henaway and Chaz Mahina. At number 8, their skipper, Brendan Mitchell. At halfback, Isaac Fines Lelawasa will be partnering Jake Strawn at fly half. On the wings, Joey Fiddock and Jason Beaton. In the centres, Henry Taifu and Conrad Quick. And at fullback, Junior Lalawifi, coached by Damon Virtue.
So I spoke with Damon before the game, and I just said, obviously, last week, hard day in the office. And he did say, he said it was, but he said the boys during the week responded really well. And the some of the more senior boys, the Brendan Mitchells really led from the front and really got the boys working together, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the teams that Uni have really done a number on the last 3 games, they're Jeeps. They've been Jeeps and then obviously Sunnybank last week. And both teams have come out after coping a heavy loss by the students and actually got up over their opposition. So it seems to be the spark and the impetus that really gets them going to try and muscle up on their opposition the week after.
Absolutely. And, when we look at this, the Gallopers have swapped out a couple of players from their backline for today's match. Todd Winkley has shifted from fullback into the centre, and Pat Nicholson filling in at the number 15 jersey. Reese Cleaton will also run on in the number 11 jersey this week, with Cornelio moving into the centres. So there's a bit of movement internally, because I think, we're getting to the middle of the season. You're going to have some niggles, you're going to have some injuries, and that is definitely going to impact it. But I think the big one is Jake Strawn at Sunnybank, Jay.
Yeah, I think last week he actually caught a bit of a heavy knock and was looking like he was going to be out for a while. But you were saying you caught up with him in the change rooms and you asked him what
Double
sort of
thumbs
voodoo,
up, mate.
yeah,
He's all good.
What sort of
Ready to
voodoo
go.
magic or who he prayed to try and get out there. But he said he's sweet as a nut, and he's going to be crucial to him. His kicking game is on point, and that's really drives him around the park.
Well, Fines Ilavasa and Strawn, the combination between the two, it works miracles. And I think that first half last week definitely was a head-to-head contest, and we saw it. There was less than 20 points on the board for both of those teams. But then in the second half, there was a little bit of a head drop from Sunnybank, and the Uni boys just saw that opportunity and just ran away with the game. So that was the dangerous thing last week. But coming into this, we've got 2 teams that there's so much on. And when we go back and we're going to have a look at the standings overall of the competition, Jay, we can look at a few things there. The the difference in points there, obviously Uni, nearly 200 on the trot after 7 rounds. That's just almost unheard of. But when you look at Jeeps, 69 points difference and Sunnybank sitting at 8. That tells me Jeeps have done a lot more work to be where they are. But I think Sunnybank, they've been playing, they've been playing good rugby, but not having to go as heavy and hearted as Jeeps have been.
Yeah, and I think what it really boils down to is Jeeps really have prided themselves on their set piece and their defensive efforts. So you can see there that they're scoring points, but more than anything, they're winning games because they're keeping players out. Whereas Sunnybank have been in some really tight fixtures. Obviously, last week's scoreline wouldn't have done them favours in their points differential, but it does show the difference in the way that the two teams have been going. Sunnybank very attacking, but do let in a few points, whereas Jeeps, they really galvanise in their defence.
We see there, obviously, Jeeps with the highest scoreline. They have scored an extra bonus point than Sunnybank when it comes to the 3-try rule, but both teams looks like they've had some narrow losses also, with the 1 point each there for the bonus point. And as we go back to the field now, we see Jeeps. They're clad in pink and white today. It's a little bit different from the green and blue. It'll be to commemorate Ladies' Day. And we're over here on the northern side of the field where all of the old boys are amassing. And that's one thing Jeeps has always been very strong in, a lot of pride, is the retention of their old boys. A lot of them are coming back, and you see a lot of their sons will be playing in the lower grades, if not in the games we're watching today.
Yeah, look, the biggest thing that Jeeps has is a great club culture. They, as you said, they take care of their old boys. They want to do it for the club. Guys like Michael Richards, number 8 for Jeeps. His dad's actually the president. He's got, I think, 4 or 5 brothers and sisters that are all a part of the club, and they all play here. So they're a good Jeeps family, and that's what they do. They're a family club, and they all get around it.
And it looks like it'll be Jeeps kicking off. They are running to the south with the wind in their face and the sun on their backs of their shoulders.
Just make sure no one gets an early start for us and wait for the whistle for me.
And refereeing today's match is none other than Andrew Twist. We haven't had him too many times this year on the match of the round, but he is a welcomed individual when it comes. Good referee. I'm sure Mr. Cronin's enjoying having a week off our scrutiny.
Nah, Cronin's a good bloke. He very good rep, but Andrew Twist is right up there as well, so he'll control the game really well today.
Seems like they're right.
That'll be the blow of the whistle, and we are off here. Top of the table clash. The Sunnybank do well, they take it. Get it just outside the 22, Fines from the back. Sunnybank beginning the grind. Strawn sends it out to the back. Oh, a bit of space there. Oh, and that'll be a cheeky offload. Masakitha Cow picks it up. Jeeps, good field position here. Could be an opportunity in the making. Good charging run by Finlay Hinaway. Christie from the back, working hard. Sunnybank might have turned the ball over. Fines from the back. Goes downtown and over the head kick into the sun by Nicholson. Jeeps packing the bodies in. Twist calls ball. Jeeps lose the ball.
I don't think this is going to be too bad for Jeeps, though. As we said, their set piece is spot on, so I reckon they're going to give it a real good shunt here and try and get this bill back here against the Dragons.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Set the tempo.
First scrum, lads. First scrum of the day.
Work here.
The whole time, boys, work. Have fun. Yep. We've got shoelace here. Just hold shoelace.
Big scrum, lads. Go here for now. Let's get this.
Okay, we're back on.
Work here, Phil.
And you can hear from the boys there, obviously, all saying first scrum of the day, big scrum, always on, always on. So you can see both teams really geeing up, and this is going to be a massive battle today.
Seconds in.
Bind. Set.
Fines feeds, stiff conditions out there from both forward packs. They're going to work it through the hand. Hard run, loopy pass out wide. Finds Cleaton. Cleaton will get wrapped up by a horde of pink Jeep defenders. Fines. Hits Sedu.
Keep it up, more.
That's a maul call. Jeeps now, they're going to try and seal this one up and try to turn the possession over.
Round the head. That's one.
They're pushing it centimetres at a time. Won the call. But
That's come sideways.
it was a great effort there from Sunnybank, Jay. They pushed it right up and really made some good territory. And, you know, it might be Jeeps' fault. They're going to have to work hard here.
Yeah, that was a huge defensive effort by Jeeps. I think they had 6 bodies in there, but great effort by Sunnybank there. You can see they were trying to push through and at least try and get over the try line, but it didn't come through. But great first scrum, really solid platform, so you're going to see them really go hard at it here to try and disrupt the Jeeps ball.
How are you, Doc? Chaz? Hey. Bottom. Let's go.
Crouch. Bind. You got the spear. Set.
Christie feeds. Advantage to Jeeps.
One to ground. One to ground. Green one to ground.
So the only Mulikihamea there. Bit of improper scrumming technique will penalise Sunnybank. And Jeeps now, they're going to be kicking for some much needed territory.
And that's a massive win from the Gallopers there. They're up for it. You can hear the crowd absolutely go off when they got that penalty because they know that's where they're going to win it. They've got to win it up front.
This is one of the few fields, Jay, in Premier Rugby where you have every side of the field covered with spectators. It's phenomenal to see, and there's big crowds. Oh, a bit of argy-bargy, but Jeeps will hold on to the ball.
Let it go.
Christie somehow flicks it off, does well. Little bit of a fend from Richards, but he'll take it to the ground. Christie loops, Matoti on his tippy toes. Will get the ball. Jeeps hold on, but Sunnybank blasting through. Christie doesn't waste a minute, he goes quick. Mitchell grabs him by the back of the jersey. And Sunnybank.
You're off your feet, you can't play the ball.
Sunnybank going a little bit too hard here, Jay.
So he's off the feet, the ball's landed on him, he can't play it, okay?
They could be shooting themselves in the foot a little bit here. 2 penalties in as many minutes around the breakdowns.
Yeah, Tom Christie's shown that they're ready to run it. Typically you'd think they'd plug the sidelines there, but you could see, he saw they were off guard, made good 30-odd metres, but they better be wary. The Dragons, obviously, few penalties thus far, and we're only 5 minutes in, so, you know, they might be able to sit a few blokes down if they keep it up.
Oh, Jeeps looking for the set piece here, the driving maul on the Sunnybank 40-metre line. Christie from the back. Low pass hits Canelio. They'll go again. Wow, good hands from the prop, Fred Burke. Christie's firing it out wide. Oh, and a big hit. Here they go, down the short side. Alutimu
We're going to knock on there.
ran out of options. And it'll be a Sunnybank line out just in front of their 40-metre line.
Great defensive effort from there. I mean, Conrad quick. That shows why he's in the Queensland and Australian under-20s the last couple of years. He's big, he's fast, and he put a great shot on Todd Winkley there. So, bit of a difference in size between the two blokes. So it'll be interesting to see how they sort of go at it.
Sunnybank hit to the back option. Successful they are. Fines to Strawn. Great run there. The Gallopers now trying to work it out. There was Nicholson. Jeeps are attacking very hard, but Sunnybank are getting up very fast in defence. A loopy pass out to the far wing. Oh, and a little flick pass
Directly into touch.
from Cleaton. Wasn't completed.
Option, directly into touch.
It'll be interesting to see what they take.
Option, scrum a line out. Line out.
Take the line out. And the interesting thing is, both of these teams, completion rate for their lineouts is usually pretty good. So, obviously, no-brainer they took this option. But as the game progresses, I'm going to be interested to see if they would take this one or maybe go back towards the scrum.
Yeah, they're definitely going to go at it. So that's the set piece. That's where they're going to go at it, I reckon.
Here's Quick. Finds down the short side. Inside ball from Mitchell. Will find Fenner. Finds now. Under pressure. Great outside ball. The Dragons, they're going down. A little bit of a kick in play. It'll go out on the full, but we're going to come back. And we see there, that's the dangerous thing about Fines, Jay. He's always probing. He's always looking for that little entrance.
Yeah, he's very good player, Isaac Fines Lalawasa. But Jason Beaton, saw his sevens expertise right there, doing the little chip and chase, didn't come off. But you can see he's going to be lightning out there.
And that'll be a costly knock-on by the Gallopers. Sunnybank, a very important scrum, 22 metres out from the GPS.
Go again, boys. Let's get to direct. Let's go, boys. Feedback from sideline. Binds long for me, both people.
Stay in the fight, number one.
So this will be pretty big. I reckon you're going to see a bit of a crash ball here with obviously using Teifu or Conrad Quick. Teifu, obviously a Reds player, part of the Reds extended squad, so very experienced, but I reckon they're going to set a platform, then probably bring it in tight and really try and work it around the Jeeps boys.
Both handing down, so that's why I got to reset. Let's go again, let's go again. Let's go again. Let's go again. Hold him here, Fred. Hold him here, boys. Get on the up, right? Get on the up. Let's go, boys. Seconds in. Right here. Close to you, close to you. Box in. TC. Crouch. Two. Bind. Set.
Finds feeds. The Gallopers putting the pressure on, but he'll get it out quick. Strawn in hands finds the back option. There's Beaton. From the back, cheeky run from Findlay. The Dragons on the charge now. They're getting close. Finds, looks to go himself. He's going to look for space. Dodges four defenders, offloads it. Finds a big man, Soe Malalagi. Strawn cuts it out wide. Quick hands is on the cards. And that'll be first try going to the Dragons.
Great start, great start.
And we see here on the double take replay, it all started with some very crafty work from Fines. Manages to drop 4 or 5 of the defenders for Jeeps. 1, 2, 3. Escapes the 4th. Draws in the 5th and 6th. And we see a great run there by the supporting front rowers. The ball will link out from Strawn. A bit of a floating pass. And it'll be Soe Malalagi out wide to get the try.
Just like last week, they played on the edges, and it was actually Molly Su'awai Malilangi that actually got the opening try last week as well. So hopefully it's not for the Sunnybank supporters, it's not the same result as last week where it went the other way, obviously, to the students. But that's how they want to play. They want to play hard up in the middle, then obviously use Isaac Fines Lelawasa to hit those outside edges with their zippy backs.
Well, I'm just really questioning. We're seeing a lot of front rowers out on the sidelines, and they'll kick there. Fall just short. So Sunnybank leading the Gallopers 5-0 here in the back end of the 11th minute in the first half. So it's been a very interesting game, Jay. I think one of the things that's standing out for me is we're seeing how fast that Sunnybank defence is coming up into Jeeps.
Yeah, well, they've actually been having the majority of the territory thus far, and they've really been putting the pressure on Jeeps when they've got ball in hand. So there's going to be more of the same, I think, as we go forward. And as you can see there, 72% in territory to Sunnybank. So that just shows the dominance they've had thus far for the opening 12.
It's not always the best thing in the world, but the Bank let the ball bounce, and now they'll get a line up. It'll be inside their own 22. Not as good as taking that initial catch. Sunnybank hit the third man. It'll be none other than Mitchell. Strawn. Strawn offloads to Teifu. Hard straight run there from Teifu. Little loose ball out the back. And Fines gets dumped down by Daniel Lene. From the back, Strawn with a bit of pressure on. Good strike of the ball, but it won't find the line. They're going to link up. Cleaton. Osaki Thakau, good run there. He'll go just down in front of the Sunnybank 40-metre line.
No, two. On the ball.
Christie swings it out wide. There's an A. Fending. Bumper to bumper there. Keeps the man away. Christie again. He's got option. A bit of a flat-footed Dan had it there. And here's Mitchell himself. That'll be a penalty.
Great turnover there by Nathan Denote. The man known as Moose, big fella, and you could see why, but he great pressure over the pill there, chopped legs and was straight over it. And you're not going to move a bloke by the name that goes by the name Moose. So good pressure there by Sunnybank. And again, this is where they're killing it in defence. They're going to march back into the territory of Jeeps and put the pressure on them now.
Well, they've really shown up to play, Jay, and the defence, like we've talked about, their defence that they have posted here for the first 14 minutes of this game, it is really stunning the home side.
They're coming up quick and they're absolutely putting big shots on, but it's not just the front-on shots, it's the chop legs. They're bringing them down quickly, and guys like Chaz Mahina and Finlay Henaway at the blind side, they're really putting pressure on at the breakdown.
And the Dragons complete the line out. Strawn offloads Taifu. Taifu barrels through. Quick offload to Quick. They're attacking hard and fast down the same side. Strawn. He'll be brought down by Vasa Kathau. Here they come again, the Dragons. Oh, but that'll be a loose ball. And the Gallopers giving it a little bit back to the Dragons.
Yeah, they've released the pressure there on the Gallopers, but the Jeeps boys are blowing. Enzo Matochi, I think, put on 3 tackles in a row there. But he's got the motor to do so. But some of the bigger boys are starting to blow a bit. So you can see Wade Asedu there really trying to jam up. Obviously, he's a Reds player himself, made his debut last year. So it's guys like him, Dan Gorman, Michael Richards, a bit of the stalwarts, the guys that have been around a while that are really going to have to try and G these Jeeps blokes up.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Straight away. Straight down.
And just remember, guys, if watching the Dragons and the Gallopers do battle isn't quite to your liking, we also have our second stream up. We have it up every week, and we'll have it up every round this season. And you can find that via redsrugby.com.au. Go watch Bulldogs take on Bond over at Cyfleet Stadium in Toowong.
Crouch. Bind.
Go blind, David, go blind.
Set.
Christie feeds. That'll be a penalty to Jeeps.
One to the ground. Yeah. One
And that's the second penalty against Daniel Ane in the front row for some questionable scrumming techniques.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's interesting to see. On their own ball, Sunnybank seem to be doing well, but when Jeeps have the pill, both scrums that they've had, they've given away a penalty. So, I mean, Daniel Ane and Fred Burke on that far side, the bloke from Canterbury, are really going at it, and it looks like Fred Burke's had the wood on him thus far.
Not the neatest looking line out, but it'll do the job. Jeeps push it over the halfway line. Christie from the back. Fires away to Alatimu. They're going to work through the hand. Vasakitha Cow, good offload. Finds Nicholson. Nicholson gives it back.
Make it back, Ruck.
With a bit of momentum, here come the Gallopers. Christie hits Freeney. They're going to go down the far side. Quick hands from Alatimu. Christie finds Mulihi Kahama. And a little bit of a jostle round, and we see Strawn. He's in pursuit. One-on-one, but he looks like he's going to get bested by Todd Winkley. Great run from the centre.
On. Here, go right.
And another great turnover there by the other second rower, Josh Fenner, the old State High boy, got all over the ball. They've been all over him in defence. As you said, they're making their good tackles, but they're just slowing down the breakdown, and Jeeps just don't have an answer thus far.
And Jake Strawn, who many Dragons would be very happy to see on the field, goes to the kick. And Andrew Twist out there, he's having to rule Yoku Road with an iron fist today. Sweet. Luggy throws it in off the fingertips of Fenner. Strawn offloads a little inside ball to Taifu, who got it as hard as he was giving it. Here's Mitchell. Strawn sees some space. They're wary, they wrap him up, but they'll find an A.
Stay up.
Here's another run from Findlay.
Fuck it, we could play, mate. Come out. What's this going?
And what an absolutely intense first 20 minutes that it's been, Jay. It looks like tensions are starting to ride a little bit high.
Yeah, they're starting to smash each other. Waiter said he came out of the line and absolutely poleaxed Henry Taifu there. They telegraphed it a bit and got absolutely drained, but it's starting to get to both teams. They're really smashing each other in defence, and they're getting a bit argy-bargy and starting to niggle each other a bit.
Well, it looks like Jeeps are well aware of Taifu's hard straight line running ability. And it looks like, I think that won't be the first time today they're going to try and put some cracking defence onto him.
Bind. Come on, Jay. You got this. You got this. Sit. It went down that side first, so I'm going over there. Let's go, move. Reset.
He's no slouch, Mr. Twist. He's going to go in and check out what's going in on here, the short side. And just a friendly reminder that our next home game for the Reds, they are going to be taking on the Force. So make sure you're at Suncorp Stadium on Friday, the 26th of May for the St George Queensland Reds clash against the Western Force. Kickoff is at 7:45 p.m. and match day and ticketing information can be found at redsrugby.com.au. Big scrum from both sides. Jeeps hold it at the back. They're going to 1-2 from the back and a good little kick out from Christie for exit. And Sunnybank, the defensive lineouts from there have just been absolutely sensational today.
Yeah, they've been relentless with it. They're marking up very well. But, you know, Jeep's got guys like Dan Gorman who's been around the traps for a while now. He's very smart at set piece time. But So'oi Mulilungi's hit every target thus far on his own throw, so they're going to continue playing well there.
Sunnybank, they go to the back, but it'll be pinched. Great work from Gorman. He is one of our players to watch today, and there is good reason. Christie. Oh, and Vasakit the cow out of nowhere. He'll barrel through over the 50. Christie bulleting his passes out. The Gallopers making a charge. Good running there from Winkley. A little bit of an offload there. Jeeps through the hands. They're getting it right away to the other side of the field. Here's Cornelio. Christie from the back. You'll find Richards. Sunnybank defence coming up very quick, but here is some space and running away with it. There's Winkley. He'll beat 2 or 3 men, but his counterpart will get him. Oh, and here's an A. Little bit of a cheeky step, and he'll go down a few steps further. Christie sends it out through the hands. Good running, and there's some space, and there's Cornelio again, injecting himself into this game. Christie. It's Bartlett. Bartlett offload. Big hit on Dan Gorman, but he'll go right through him in the same way. Christie. Jeeps working really hard here. A little bit of a loose ball, but we're going to come back to the initial infringement.
Great. So 3 and 6 offside. Never made last man's feet. 3 and 6.
And that can be costly here. It'll be interesting to see. Will Jeeps go for the 3, or do you think they're going to look for the line out?
Okay. Going line out.
Going for the line out. As we said, they're set pieces, they're magic bits. So
I was kind of waiting for you to make a call on it because I'd always bet the opposite way.
No, I've learnt my lesson every time I try to say something that's always wrong. Yeah.
You'll wait till Mr. Twist makes his mind up. Okay, that's fair. Run with that. Freeney. Big opportunity here for the Gallopers.
I think they're going to set a rolling maul here, set it on Richards.
And they're in. The Dragons don't waste any time. They push them back. Double the distance they were out from the line. And it's gone down. Christie's going to have to pluck this cherry. And that is some great counter work from the Dragons.
That is a fantastic effort by the Dragons there. They didn't let the Jeeps guys set it up, and then Brendan Mitchell, their skipper, swung through the middle, was able to get that pill.
And the Dragons will have a good opportunity now to work it out of their half.
And there it is right there, turnovers conceded. So both teams very heavy at the breakdown and really trying to get that pill. We've had a couple of mauls that have collapsed. We've had some turnovers, be it at the breakdown. So both teams going hammer and tong at it, and that's a pretty high number considering we're only 25 minutes into the game.
The Gallopers, they're going to look to put the push on. And they do. Fines will have to pluck it out. They've gone backwards down the short side. Here is Beaton. The ball will be regathered by Jeeps. Here they go, but...
Light tackle, anything more? Okay, cool. But Mark's over here where it bounced. And we'll go in 15. Yep. Late tackle 6.
Costly there from David Findlay Henaway. A late
tackle 6.
Late tackle on the player. And Sunnybank. Jake Strawn kicking from the 15-40. And now they're going to be well and truly into Jeeps territory again.
And I think they might be ruined the fact they didn't take the points. They haven't spent much time down in the Sunnybank 22, let alone the half, let alone their 22. And you can see the territory there. It's evened out a bit, but it doesn't really do it justice. I think that was one of the first time Jeeps has been in the Sunnybank 22, so they might be ruining that a bit.
Territory and field position are vastly different things, and here's Strawn just floating one out in to the abyss to find Reese Cleaton.
No hands!
Dragons, Fines from the back. They're going to work hard here. Fines. He's got players lining up in the channel for him. There's Taifu. And he'll get every metre he deserves. Fines from the back. He's got options on the short and the far side, but he'll go to the forwards. There's a nay. He's not going to waste any time. Fines. Not behind the shoulder. It's not worth it. Bit of a loose ball, but intercept. Here's Vasaki Thakau. Down the far side. Links up with Nicholson, who'll fumble the ball.
Yes, that's come.
And Nicholson built it there, but that was great pressure. Todd Leakley shot up and Fines Lelawasa tried to swing it over him but wasn't able to. And I think it was Eric Vasuki Thakau actually pinched the pill here, and you'll see here, knocked it back. And you would have backed him. I thought he was going to be away, but you could see Beaton coming over, and unfortunately, as we said, Pat Nicholson spilled it directly into touch.
Not the most ideal of plays there, but Jeeps are showing an intensity to want to find that ball whenever they can to try and make the most of it.
Yeah, they're starting to play their way back into this game. They're really taking it to them now. They're a bit dusty for that first sort of opening quarter, but they've really worked into their own the last 10 or so.
Big scrum from the Dragons.
Advantage.
They'll find advantage.
One hand on the ground. One hand on the ground. Let's go.
Now, special mention to carrecords.com.au. They're the major sponsor of Sunnybank, and we would like to thank them for their continuing support for the club and grassroots rugby. Carrecord.com.au. And also, a special mention to McDonald's Newmarket, one of Jeep's major sponsors, for their support of club and grassroots rugby. Olagi. Sunnybank.
Keep it up.
Showing fantastic driving maul form. Finds from the back, has Strawn. Offloads it to Quick. Quick jostles through 2 or 3 players
No 7.
with a spring in his step. Finds Henaway. Henaway, he'll hold on to it safe. Here come the Dragons. Looking for 5 more. Finds. Hits Mitchell. Mitchell goes in himself.
No, ruck.
Strawn. Great ball to Quick. Quick's chopped low. They're going to keep attacking. Finds. He'll hold on to it. Loose ball again. But he'll find himself in possession. He's looking for options. Jostling. And he'll be manhandled to the deck by Vasaki Thakau. And he'll come back and be a Jeep scrum here. Very physical 30 minutes of rugby that we've seen here today, Jay. A lot of hard runs and a lot of big hits.
Yeah, they're bashing each other out there. They're really going at it. And I think it was Oliver Bartlett there, shot out of the line, chopped legs, and really brought down Conrad Quick there, who thus far has been absolutely dangerous. Henry Tafu and Conrad Quick, 2 specialist centres up against Canelio and Winkley, 2 sort of usually outside backs. So they're really running hard angles on them and asking a lot of questions.
And a big scrum here for the Dragons. They got a full penalty from the last time. Let's see what they can do now. The Gallopers. Mitchell offloads to Fines. Fines goes himself, little inside ball to Laloifi. And he'll find the try.
Great little set-piece play there. Brendan Mitchell just holding it up and shooting it off to Isaac Fines Lelawassa. And Ballymore Kid himself cuts inside, that far out, that much space. You're not going to stop him. It's too quick.
Well, when we come back and we look at the double take replay of it, we'll see great work from Brendan Mitchell. Comes around the side and really gets away from the other defenders. Links up with Fines. They create the overlap and some quick thinking from Lalalufu. Puts him in the inside run through the gap, and he'll find 5 points and hopefully a conversion for Strawn.
Yeah, smart little play there from Fines Lelawassa. Crabbed across field a bit and just drew Wader Sedu across. But yeah, great play from the boy from Port Douglas Reef Raiders Junior. Played down at TSS, but that shows why he's been part of the Australian under-20 system for quite some time now.
And Strawn, year in, year out, he's one of our highest point scorers in this competition. I'm not up to date with our current leading point scorers, but I guess if Sunnybank are coming up in third, he's not going to be far off the top himself.
Nah, never is. Great kicker, great tactician of the game, but yeah, his kicking game is where he really gets it going.
So Sunnybank in the 32nd minute, they're up 12 points nil against the home side, Jeeps. And Jeeps, high kick, falls short of the 22. Safe hands there from Fenner. Fines. Oh, and that's a fumble. Strawn will clean it up. He'll link out the back with Laloifi. Laloifi.
Center.
The Dragons, they've got possession and they've got time. Fines from the back. Finds Strawn. It looks like there might have been a bit of a touch on the ball.
Yeah, it looked like Ryan Freeney actually blew through and got a touch on it and rolled through. So Dragons ball again, but you'll see Jeeps put a bit of pressure on here.
Well, they've stolen a few lineouts today, but they're not going to waste any time. Good take from Fenner. Going to go out to the back. Taifu. Head to head with Alatimu.
No, so the first thing was his clean out went up on the neck, okay? 6 is clean up, yep.
Sir, wait. Just quickly, that mole over there.
6 around the neck, clean out around the neck. Points. Yep, got points.
They've learned from their mistakes, it seems, taking the points there. They just want to get some points while they're in the 22.
I can understand that they're going to look for the 3 points, but they've been playing some pretty hard and fast rugby. Yeah, the Sunnybank forwards have shown that when it comes to the shove, they're doing a little bit better, but I would have liked to have seen the Gallopers back themselves and try for 7 as opposed to 3.
I think Dan Gorman, he's a smart player, and I think he would have just thought, get some points. They've got the roll on now. If they can start marching up the field again, then they can start putting a bit of pressure on. But you've got to get off that duck egg to be able to really build that confidence.
Alatimu, and he'll find Jeeps' first points of the match. Trailing now 3 points to 12 in the 34th minute of the first half. And make sure you do stay tuned. During the halftime, via our YouTube feed, we will be announcing our winner for the Premier Power Plays this week. That'll be 4 tickets to the next Reds home game, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. And now it'll be Strawn kicking for the restart. He's going to kick deep, high onto the 22. Here's Winkley. And here come the Gallopers. Bartlett did well. Here's Alatimu, charge down by Dan Hurd, and that could be a try.
Yeah, I think it's dead too. 22. Thank you.
Fantastic response.
Where's the ball?
No, great effort there. I think it was Joshua Fenner maybe came through on the pressure here and puts the charge down. And unfortunately, I think if you see here, he had his right foot over the dead ball and he tried to be as flexible as possible, but it didn't roll out, unfortunately.
He tried to go for one of those 2020 spectacular 6 stopping catches. Jump, catch, throw, land, jump, catch. But the Dragons, they're back on the charge after the 22 dropout. Good run from Laloifi. He's been a hard runner today of the ball. Here's Findlay. Laloifi again. Hard line next to the breakdown. Finds. Goes himself. Slips 3. Oh, but he'll knock the ball on. And that's why that man is so dangerous. Jabor, he just slips through defenders left, right and centre.
That's what he is. He's got a great rugby IQ. He's smart when he's on the field, but that is what he does well. That's why he's the reigning Alec Evans medalist for Player of the Year last season, you know. He just runs this game so well, and it's in these dying stages that he really starts to chop guys up.
Well, the Dragons, I'm sure Brendan Mitchell spurred the boys on. He's saying 3-12 isn't enough going into halftime. Look what happened last week. I think they're out here for vengeance after that massive 50-point loss last week against the Students, and it looks like it spurred them on to play some pretty hard and fast rugby here at Yoku Road.
They are up for it, and as you said, you know, they were up 8-0 and then ended up losing 59 points to 8. So you know, a 51-point loss after being up 8-0 is a bit of a tough one. So, you know, they'll be up for it to be able to try and get as many points as possible to try and eradicate any of that happening again.
2.5 minutes left on the clock. Very even between both forward packs. Christie, a bit of the tap on the bum. Saying Richards, link up with me. Christie offloads it. Great run from Alatimu. A little bit of a box kick from Christie. That's the first one we've seen today. And that'll be out on the full, not the result he wanted. So it means the Gallopers are going to be back on the defensive on their front doorstep.
Yeah, 2 more minutes to go and you've given the Dragons this opportunity. It's not something you usually see from Tom Christie. I'm sure he's going to be getting it. He's actually a former Dragons player himself, so he's probably going to be copping it. But turnover.
And they've made up for it. Waiter Sedu snatches it. Christie from the back, gives it to Alatimu, puts in a kick of his own. It'll go way downtown. Doesn't look like the Dragons were ready for it, but they've linked up. There's Laluifi, puts in a kick of his own. He's chasing it down. It's bouncing away. Oh, a little bit of a step, and Laluifi sticks the tackle. There's a sea of green around him. They've amassed in numbers, the Dragons. Christie goes to the back of the breakdown kick again. And it looks like some good vision from the halfback will get the ball way into the 22. But Strawn and Co were waiting. Here's Fines. Dummies one. Shoots it out wide. Here's Teifu. Teifu steps to the inside. Head on with Vasaki Thakau. From the back, the Dragons.
No hands!
Fines. Strawn. Heavy run there from Fenner, and we can hear J-Twist's clock ticks away. We're coming into the final plays of the first half. The Dragons. Strawn doesn't waste time. Sees some space out the back. Kicks it through. And the Gallopers. Kick for line, and that'll be half-time. So, even though we've got a scoreline 12 points to 3, quite a competitive battle on our hands here, Jay. The home side don't look like they're out of this one quite yet.
No, not at all. I think they started a bit sluggish, but they started to play their way in. But couple of the stats, that I really want to have a look at is the tackles and the tackles missed. They're pretty much identical, but then you look at the possession as well, 50-50. So that goes to show that both teams are really having a crack at each other, and it's really shown that it's such a tight fixture.
Yeah, building on that, we see that 50-50 possession, but it's the territory. The Dragons are making the most of it. Their set piece has been a lot tighter around those lineouts. Their driving mauls have been vastly more effective. We're seeing them getting the upper hand in a few of those scrums as well. So all in all, they're running hard straight lines. I think some of that territory is also due to very, very slick plays from your players like Isaac Fines and the hard runs from the Henry Teifus and the Conrad Quicks. So it's been massive. And we're going to move on. And as we do at halftime every week, we are announcing our winners for the Premier Power Play. And this week's winner of Premier Power Plays is Lee Island, who voted on option number C, the Slippery Gypsy. So congratulations to you, Lee. And we have a look at him. Here we go. Birch Daz, it was strong from Horan. And one of the good runners for the University of Queensland was Josh Birch, who went across in the corner. That was our option A. Our option B was Burke's backyard. We see Mr. Burke, number 10 from Norths, picking his third and final option, which sets up a fantastic try. And that was a sensational win for the North Eagles last week. We looked at option C, the Slippery Gypsy. It's none other than the Bulldogs. And we see some very, very slick play here. We see him work through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders before he finds Byron Hutchinson for the try. And option D was the ping pong with none other than Eric Vasaki Thakau linking up with Stagg for a great Jeets try over at Crosby Road. So once again, a big congratulations to Lee Island. She went on option C, the Slippery Gypsy. It was a West play, Jay. Was that who you voted for?
Yeah, of course it was. Who else was I going to vote for?
Absolutely. And we see this. And this week, obviously, we caught up with the women this week from QPR. Let's take a look.
Pretty good performance there, first game. You guys must be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, look, we wanted to start really well against Country. They're a hearty team, and I thought we did that. First half was a bit rusty, but second half we came through.
It looked like you guys had some pretty sort of skillful hands and whatnot out in the backs. Is that something you guys have really worked on in the lead-up?
Yeah, look, we've got experience and youth in our backline, so, they do what they do best, and it came away with the win, so it's good.
And holding them scoreless, even though they had a couple of good cracks down the try line down here in the second half, is that definitely pleasing as well?
Yeah, definitely. We pride ourselves on defence, and as I said, they're a hearty team, so we wanted to make sure we dominate those tackles and keep them away from that try line.
So you've got 3 days coming up as well as the finals. Who do you face tomorrow?
Well, today we've still got one more game against Vic, and they're going to be another strong team, and then tomorrow we finish off with the Brumbies.
Great stuff there from the girls, and they are in action all weekend down the coast. There have been more streams than you can poke a stick at. So when you're done having a look here and what is a fantastic bout, make sure that you're checking out the ladies strutting their stuff down on the wonderful Gold Coast. But it is 12 points to 3. The visitors leading. GPS here. And I'm a bit lost for words, but it is half time. If you are on Facebook, make sure you do find our secondary league via QPR. And if you're on YouTube, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And if you are joining us for the first time, if you are coming back and still joining us, we are second half here at Yoku Road. The Gallopers hosting the Dragons. And the Dragons, they are 12 points 3. My name is Martin Lippiett, and joining me in commentary this afternoon is J-Ball Staunton. J-Ball, welcome to the second half.
Thanks for having us, mate. This is going to be huge. I think this is going to be a really big opening 10 minutes here from both sides. So I think they're really going to bash each other.
Well, I'm pretty sure Matheson would have gone into the half saying to his team, right, guys, got to pull the thumb out here, and we've really got to start, you know, crossing those T's and dotting those I's. And Winkley, straight off the bat. Gallopers. Christie, box kick from the back. Good strike of the ball. Up and down. Here's Laloifi. Offloads it. Finds Cleaton.
Down.
Good play there by Junior Laloifi. He's injecting himself a lot in this game when it was a bit of a passenger last week, so it's good to see him getting hand on pill.
Offloads it. Good run there from Cornelio. Round the far side. Good run from Maliki Hamia.
Wait.
Jeeps, they're battling it out of their half. Here comes Beaton now. Beaton, manhandled to the deck. Finds.
Tackle. Penalty advantage.
Advantage to the Dragons.
You're on off feet there. Hang on. Injury. I'll let the mark is.
And we've got time off there. So yeah, halftime comments. What do you think Virtue and Matheson said to their respective teams, J-Ball?
Damon Virtue, I think, would have just been saying, keep doing what you're doing. They were playing a good, solid, structured game. They were playing on the edges, and they were really taking it to Jeeps. Anthony Matheson, on the other hand, and Elwee Prinsloo, for that matter, I reckon would have given them a bit of a rocket. They were missing for the first sort of 20, 25 minutes there, and if anything, Sunnybank sort of out Jeeps. They were doing a rolling maul. They were putting pressure on at scrum time and set piece. So I definitely reckon he would have had a few stern words with the boys.
Absolutely. And just to remind everyone at home, we are running 2 live streams every week. Our second match this week, it is Wests taking on Bond, and it is going on over at Sightfleet Stadium, but you can check out that via redsrugby.com.au. And we're still down here in injury time.
He's going back 10. High tackle against 12.
Just a reminder, make sure you're at Suncorp Stadium on Friday 26th of May for the St George Queensland Reds clash against the Western Force. Kickoff is at 7:45 p.m. and match day and ticketing information can be found at redsrugby.com.au.
Yep.
This is a big line out for Jeeps. As I said, their set piece wasn't as slick as it was for the first half of the season, so I reckon you're going to see a roll them all here from the Dragons.
Dragons.
Let it go.
Look for the driving maul, but Jeeps quickly deal with it. Strawn finds Teifu. Teifu fends off Winkley once, twice. Little flick pass out the side.
Yeah, knock on.
There'll be a knock on there. And great work from Jeeps shutting down that driving maul option for the Dragons really quickly. I think it worked well for them, and I think it's why we're seeing a turnover of the ball on the far side from that pressure.
Yeah, both sides have been doing it, but Henry Teifu there showing his class and his size, just fending off weakly, and I think if he got that little slip pass away to Joey Fiddock, he's a guy, he's played 2 years of Australian under-20s, he can score from anywhere, so if he got that ball on chest, he definitely would have bagged a meat pie there.
Crouch. Bind.
No penalties here.
Set.
Get it on. Keep it on, hold it there.
Christie from the back.
What colour? What?
And a massive turn of events, and Sunnybank.
Hands in the scrum from Pink. 6.
And that's a really big one against Wader Sedu, hands in the scrum. And obviously on deck today, refereeing the match is Mr. Twist.
Sorry, I just didn't know who.
He is doing a sensational job out there. He's corresponding well with his touchies.
But thanks for the good call. Thanks for it.
And the big line-out opportunity for Sunnybank. Will they look to drive? Will they just bat it down? Oh, and they managed to hold on to it. Loose ball, and that'll be knocked on. So Jeeps finding some fantastic pressure in their darkest moments here within their own 22.
Both sides have been a bit scrappy when they've been setting those mauls up. I think that the defensive pressure coming through has been good, but they both look to just be off that little bit.
Let's go, boys.
Yep.
Let's go, square it up. Let's go. Heads up, Chazzy. Heads up, Dennis. Let's go. Switch on.
Another big scrum here for the Gallopers. 7 metres out from their try line. The pressure is on. And you can see the Dragons are getting ready for a fierce defensive effort.
Bind. Set.
Christie feeds. Scrum falls to pieces, but it'll be Jeeps that come out the victors. And that'll be another one against Daniel and A for Sunnybank, classing the scrum. He came in with that changed angle. Alatimu now. Kicks for the line.
Pack with your hooker, pack square.
But he won't find it. Looking for a little bit too much. Here is Beaton. Great work there from Vasuki Thakau. The Dragons are going to have to work it out of their half. Aloifi there. Links up. Sue Metalagi. He's out on the wings. Hanging out. Finds us at the back. Down the short side.
Move forward, open up.
Finds, flicks it out. Finds Strawn. Who links up. Oh, and it's a spilt ball. Sam Miller there for the Dragons. He's on the field in the number 16 jersey.
One angle.
Missed opportunity, it might be there, Jake.
Very much so. That was a great line running there, and they've shown their intent. They've worked on the outside edges there, trying to target Reece Cleaton, who, for mine, on the left wing there for Jeeps, did a great defensive effort, made a couple tackles on some of the bigger boys, and then tried to punch as they loaded outside Finlay Henaway. But yeah, they spilt the bickies there, unfortunately. Now Jeeps have got midfield scrum 50 metres out. Great attacking opportunity.
Looks like Nigel Genia is on for Jeeps. He's jumped on for Christie. See what kind of an impact he'll have on this match.
Bind. Set. Yep, knees on the ground. Knees on the ground. Behind. Can't be that far.
Sam Miller there looking for the
Knees on the
cheeky
ground.
fast restart. You don't see a prop getting those
Knees on
honours
the
too
ground.
often.
Yeah, who's never going to get away with it. But again, another penalty at scrum time, and it's not one way or the other. Jeeps got the last one, Sunnybank this one. They were even in the first half, so they're going at it, and Andrew Twist is having to give away these, award these penalties because they're just so ferocious in the way they're going about it. But just said Fred Burke went down early there.
And Strawn making sure he finds touch on that one.
Who's in?
Ray Melalage. Good hit there. Dan Hote takes the ball. Strawn. Inside ball to Taifu. Runs right through Matoti. With change. There's the captain, Mitchell. He'll barrel through a few more himself. The Dragons looking to open up the scoreline. Strawn through the hands. Taifu goes himself again.
Tackle only.
Mella shows some good hands. Finds Laloifi.
No. Didn't beat the rock.
And he'll pinch the ball out. Ball security paramount. Here's Quick. Taifu. Out wide. There's Cleaton. And the ball will come back in. Jeeps will gain possession. And they're going to kick for the exit. And it'll find the line. Very fast attacking football from the Dragons. Jeeps just getting a bit of luck there towards the end.
Yeah, obviously they were pushing hard from the inside, and Michael Richards then obviously got it over to Nigel Genia and back to Pac Nicholson, who absolutely buried it. But great attacking opportunity here from the Dragons, and it's just a matter of time, I think, if Jeeps can hold them out to see how long for.
Fast line to the front, pays off. Sending it through the back. Strawn. Inside ball. Dragons, they're running a hard line. Running hard lines in their centres. Here's Mella. Mella. Little bit of a step. Finds. There's Mitchell.
Let go, tackle. Move.
Finds again from the back.
Ball's gone. Watch that,
Strawn's
Kev.
got options. Taifu finds Quick. Quick slips out, juggles the ball, just holds on.
Let it go.
Miller. Hard running. Fines and Mitchell. Bit of miscommunication behind the breakdown. It'll force an error. And Jeeps will find themselves with possession of the next scrum. So I have to say, a lot of attacking here from the Dragons.
Yeah, but great on the other end. Great defensive effort from Jeeps there. As I said, Dragons have had all the pill in this sort of opening 10 minutes or so, and you can see there, though, the turnovers conceded. The Dragons have just chewed up way too much and just turned it over.
Let's go. Let's still get it back.
I think this scrum's getting a bit more of a magnifying glass on it, and we're seeing Twist staying over here on Daniel Ane's side, wants to make sure there's no foul play going on.
That's it, boys. Big push. Crouch. Bind.
Go left, David.
Sit.
Genia feeds, ball out the back.
Stay on.
It's at the feet of Richards. Sunnybank hanging on for as long as they can, but it wasn't enough. And Jeeps returning to some of that sensational scrumming form that we've seen of recent.
Green scrum, not pushing straight.
Great kick from Alatimu. The old boys on the northern side.
Yeah, they're absolutely giving it to the Dragons every time they kick into this corner here, but this is huge for the Gallopers. I think they need to really consolidate here and try and get away with a few points to be able to really bounce back into this match, only being down by 9 points.
Got a gap. Yeah, both teams.
52 minutes down. Freeney.
Wait.
Jeeps do well, hold on to it. Driving maul on the cards. Here they go. 8 heads down.
Keep it up, Green. Keep it up.
Players rolling in and out. Ball's at the back. Bit of pivoting, bit of a loose ball there. And the Dragons. I thought fortune might have favoured them there, Jay, but
no, it looks like it splintered a bit and they just came in from the side. But big, I think it's Jay Havilu was running it at halfback there. And as soon as that happened, pointed straight to the sideline.
Brendan Mitchell looks like he's a bit of a fairy tale right now. I think the medic's checking him out. It's a bit of a stumble.
And then you can see the info.
And here go Jeeps again. They did it well the first time. Let's see if they can find some points. But they won't. It'll go down just 5 metres short. Here they go. They're going to try barrel through. There's Gorman. Genia from the back, lining them up. Quick check over the shoulder. Finds Matoti. The Gallopers now really trying to find that line. They want to find their first try of the match. Picking and driving their way closer and closer. There's Freeney. Loose ball out the back. There's Burke. The Gallopers are going to need to make sure they maintain this possession. Here they go. The Dragons nearly blowing it over, but they'll have turned the ball over.
We have a knock-on from the halfback, and 3 is offside. Knock-on from 21, and 3 is offside.
So great perseverance from the Dragons. Will. And we see there, Jay, all that pressure that the Gallopers amassed just will fall short. And the Dragons getting out of the danger zone with a line out just behind their 40.
That was huge. As a forward, that's what you want to see. 2 big packs going at it. Fotuaika coming through the ruck and getting that turnover. Great effort.
Oh, Matodi at the back. He'll clean it up. Good vision from the loose forward. Gorman.
There it is, step back. Playable, step back.
Genia.
Daniel.
Commanding from the back. The Gallopers, they want ball protection and they want momentum. They're getting into groups of 3. Here they go again, led by Freeney. But the ball's been turned over. Here's Strawn. Strawn's got numbers on the outside. But Teifu, knock it back is the call. Some very fast work here. And striding away, it'll be the number 11, Fiddick. But it'll be cleaned up. Good work from Nicholson. He'll scramble back at Strawn.
No.
Fast game, Winkley, a bit of a kick, it goes away. Mitchell somehow catches it. We can finally take a breath.
That was high intensity, and unfortunately Brendan Mitchell actually spilled it there, but if he'd have caught that, it would have been one-on-one with the fullback, but great pressure from Sunnybank there. Joey Fidduck down that blind side, and I think you can see there, number 23 at the bottom right of the screen is Jake McIntyre, obviously the Queensland Reds fly half, getting a bit of game time down in Premier Grade rugby, which is good to see.
Yeah. We'll wait for you, it's okay. Time out. Time out, shoelace. Time back on.
Let's go.
And the big scrum here for the Gallopers. They're finding their second wins here in the second half. And they got very close to getting over the line just a few minutes ago. They're going to have to work hard now out of their own.
Bind. Sit. Get it up.
Genia. Feeds. Both sets of 8 working so hard.
Yeah, that's nice. That's where the clubs went, okay?
Just the angle.
I thought he
Massive scrumming from both sides.
Isaac finds Lelawassa on that far side, was going off. He was probably 30 centimetres from Fotuaika's ear, and he was just screaming at him, just go boy, so he's G'd up. This is another massive scrum here.
Well, these forwards, they're going to grind whatever grit the mill requires. It's been a big 60 minutes for both forward packs.
Bind.
Straight, sir.
Sit. Steady.
He's got to keep his knee off the ground.
Okay, gents, everyone's had their opinion, okay? Listen, we've got to reset because we've got no stability from both front rows, okay? Reset.
And a special mention to McDonald's Newmarket, one of Jeep's major sponsors for their support of club and grassroots rugby. And we'd also like to make a special mention to carrecords.com.au, the major sponsor of Sunnybank, for their support of club rugby and grassroots rugby.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Hold it, hold. Straight feet, sir, straight feet.
We're back to it. Jeep's feed. Genia puts the ball in. Richards links up. Alatimu kicks downtown. Good take from Beaton. Here is Laluifi, one-on-one. Has Teifu on the outside, who pirouettes. Finds. Bustling run. Finds, comes down the short side.
Get in behind him.
Mella finds himself in the firing line. Mitchell bounces off Matoti. Drawn out the back, finds McIntyre. McIntyre gives it to a charging Sue Melalagi. Aloifi barrels into the contact. The Dragons slowly making their way up. Another thunderous hit. Strawn switches back to the far side. There's McIntyre. McIntyre, little kick. Running onto him. What a fortuitous bounce, but he won't find his feet. Joey Fiddick will get back up and he'll knock it on. That was almost a power play.
Did everything in his power not to score that try. Stumbled over himself, spilt the pill, made it difficult, but Pat Nicholson, rookie error there, letting that ball bounce, especially with Joey Fiddick, a bloke who could score from anywhere.
And we see great vision from McIntyre. Fiddick can't stay on his feet and can't hold on to the ball. Falls just short of the status quo.
Bind higher.
And it's been many a minute since we've seen a point scored in this match, Jay. It's been just so tight.
But it's been massively entertaining. It's not through lack of effort. These guys just defensively, both front on and in their covering defence, have just been up for it and absolutely killing it. It's been an awesome game thus far for the opening 60.
Bind! Set!
Getting a feeds. Ball go out. Oh, and the ball's being held up in the scrum. Good work there from Richards to hold on, but it looks like there'll be a penalty.
One, not pushing straight. One.
The penalties conceded there, 8-all. So both teams are under a lot of pressure. I think we're seeing a lot of those coming from the scrums, Jay.
Yeah, I reckon it's probably 4 apiece that have actually done so, but they've failed to find touch, and Reece Cleaton has come through, but I think the whistle's been blown.
3 Dragons on 1 horse. Wasn't a good matchup for him, but we'll come back to the whistle.
Yeah, we just got people offside, so it's late. Yeah.
What is it? Donkey. Stay,
A lot of big breaths being taken in by everyone, but Ryan Freeney steps up to the plate. Freeney goes up, safe hands of Gorman. Will get the ball. The Dragons turned over. Strawn sends it out. Here's McIntyre. Links up with Teifu, gets the ball out wide. Little inside pass to Aloifi. They'll keep the ball in play, but here's Vasaki Thakau.
14, no arms in the tackle. 14. Is that a mark here? Yeah. Arms, get the arms up, 14. Yeah.
And massive bit of play by the Dragons there. No arms in the tackle from Vasaki Thakau. The Dragons within striking distance. Options left, right and centre. The ball. It will be knocked on, and it looks like it'll be a Sunnybank scrum.
Not straight. Scrum. And we're outside.
Not straight. We're going to come back. Jeep scrum.
So, yeah, you can't be getting away with that in that sort of position there, but Dan Gorman there showed his experience in spades. He was yelling at blokes, clapping his hands, getting boys to push, and they were rearranging their numbers. And then he was the one that got up and put pressure on there. So he's really leading from the front today. He's had a blinder thus far.
Patience here, Lord, boys. Patience here. Keep it on, boys. Crouch.
Big scrum for the home side, getting at a feed.
Bind. Set.
Genia feeds it in. They'll wait for it at the back. Richards.
You've come up. I think both of you guys come up at the same time. Reset. Here we go.
And on the paddock today, it's Andrew Twist. He's doing a sensational job in and around these scrums, of which we've had numerous, Jay.
Yeah, it's been a huge battle thus far. I mean, they've pushed up against each other, and absolutely, as I said, they're pushed up there. But as we said before, probably 4 penalties per team thus far in regards to the scrum battle, which has been huge thus far. So big scrum here from the Dragons. I think they really need to put some pressure on in this red zone.
Watching here on the short side. Hard scrumming, 66 minutes in.
Stay in that fight, boys. We got this, boys.
But just go slip.
And it looks like both sides are getting pretty tired here.
No, we go slip, okay? Both sides, okay? We'll come over here. Yeah? Come over here. Yeah, we got it.
And it's very impressive to see this level of scrumming, but what's even more impressive is that we're doing 2 streams every week. Our second live match is currently on redsrugby.com.au. It's between the Bulldogs and Bond. And last we heard, the Dogs were up 17 points to 3 at half time. So if you want to catch up with that one, make sure you tune in to find out how they're doing.
Bind. Set.
Big scrum there. And that'll be a penalty going to Jeeps.
Green 3, knees on the ground, collapse. Green 3, knees on the ground, collapse.
And I think it's safe to say, Jay, we're getting some information from around the QPR competition. Half time, we saw East up 19-5 against UQ. Brothers and Souths nearly deadlocked, 14-10 there respectively. And the update on West and Bond. West are only 5 points ahead of the visitors, 20 points to 15. So amazing rugby being played in the Queensland Premier Grade competition. Jeeps are going to go to the back. Good throw from Freeney. Oh, and that is a very sneaky steal. Great work by the Dragons. Finds Strawn out the back. There's McIntyre. He'll link up with Taifu, who finds Laloifi. Out wide. There's a running away. It's
advantage. It's out and it's time out. Time out.
And it looks like it's time out there in what has been an absolutely nail-biting 70 minutes of rugby.
13 pink, late tackle, no arms.
Yep. So recommendation?
Yellow card.
Okay, thank you. 13 pink. Skipper and 13. 13 and skipper. Report is from the AR. We have no late, no arms from yourself. It's a yellow card, okay? So is it here on the 15?
Both ways now, no arms.
Where's the mark? So we're in 15, aren't we? Yeah.
So that's a big loss to the Gallopers. Todd Winkley, who's been instrumental in their backline attack. He's just been given the yellow card. No arms in the tackle.
Yeah, if there's one thing that the Gallopers have really got to work on, it's their discipline. A couple of weeks ago when we did the live stream of the UQ Jeeps game, they had both James Herbert and Dan Gorman get yellow carded. Dan Gorman himself actually had to sit out last week's game because he's copped 3 yellows in the first 6 rounds. So again, it's one thing that they really need to work on because it's crippling them in crucial times. You know, final 12 minutes you're down to 14 blokes.
Absolutely, it makes it very hard for the rest of the team to function. And Sunnybank now with the man down, they've got a golden opportunity to extend that lead. Quick ball to the front, not going to bother with the driving maul, finds, hits McIntyre, who finds Teifu. Doesn't look like he's got as much steam left in those legs as he had in the first 20. Big hit from Masiganita. And here go the Dragons. They're going to look to keep the pressure up and try roll it over. Ball's at the back.
Open up, Ryan, open up.
You didn't win the ball on your feet. You didn't win your ball.
And the Gallopers, they're getting a little sloppy around the breakdown and giving away another penalty.
No clear release 1. You're off your feet. Leave the ball. Come on, guys.
Ball's in the hands of Fines.
Points.
Strawn, he'll go for the points.
Smart move that'll take him out to a 12-point lead. So obviously it's 2 converted tries that Jeeps are going to have to get to be able to get back in this. So
it's going to be
got to wind down the clock as well.
Massive 10 minutes for them. And the thing is, they're going to be doing most of that 10 minutes with only 14 players. So they're definitely at a disadvantage.
Yeah, but we saw last week Uni themselves were down to 14 blokes, and that actually galvanised them. They came up with 2 tries in that 10-minute period going into the end of the first half. So it can happen. Teams do tend to bind a bit closer when they do so. So we'll see what happens from here.
And no doubt, Strawn gets his 3, extends Sunnybank's lead for the first time in some 45 minutes of game time, 15 points to 3. And that's the thing, I don't think anyone appreciates, we haven't seen a point scored in near of an hour in this match. All the points were scored early in the first half, and both teams have risen to the challenge, and it's been a very defence-orientated game.
It has. They've been bashing each other, and it shows in the fact that they're still going at it.
And that was a phenomenal tick by Ganita. Finds from the back. Little bit of a dummy, but he'll lose the ball. The Gallopers now. There's Genia. He recovers it. They're going to try and make something happen here. Matoti. He'll get taken back half a metre. Options lining up. Likiamia. Genia. Quick hands for the Gallopers. Gorman sends it out wide. Here's Vasuki Thakao. He'll go one-on-one and he'll get through somehow. He'll scramble. The 3rd and 4th man will bring him down. The Gallopers 6 metres away from the line. Genia. Good run from Freeney. Genia again, he's looking at all his options. Big run from Mavello. The Gallopers, they're getting so close. The grind. Picking and driving. The ball's at the back again. Genia swings it out to Richards. Richards loses the ball, but
Go on.
the Gallopers are hungry for points.
Offside.
Yes. Patience. Let's go, boys. Patience. Points here.
Scrum.
The Gallopers, what an intense game it is. There's only 12 points in it, 7.5 minutes, but they have a legit opportunity here to try and find 7. And the thing is, Jay, if they can find this try and convert it, they're only going to be 5 points behind the chase. So just finding one more try, you know, we saw it in Super Rugby last week with that phenomenal end of the game performance where they were 3.5 tries down. And the Highland with the Highlanders, and anything can happen. You know, they were ruled out of it and then found the points at the back end of that match. So I'm all for the Gallopers here. If they can try and find this momentum and hold on to it, we could still have a very, very good opportunity of seeing them winning this match.
Not even the Highlanders. The Gallopers did it 2 weeks ago against the Dogs. They got up with a pushover try on the Hooter. So this is their bread and butter, and they're going to go for it.
And Richards goes quick from the back. He's going to go himself, the big man, Richards, in front of the old boys. Takes it upon himself. Michael Richards had a big game so far in the number 8 position. They are a man down. Jeeps are going to try move quickly here to get the conversion and get this game back in on the track for them. And we see Richards plucks it out of the stiff scrum, bats off one defender, goes through the second, and the third can't even stop him.
Fantastic effort. No more worthy bloke out there. As we said before, Jeep stalwart, an absolute trier, gives 100% every single second. So great reward for him. But look, just over 5 minutes left, plenty of time.
Luifi, he gets it. A big breath of life into this Jeeps team, J-Bor. And just over 5 minutes left in this match.
And that was a huge kick from Alatimu. Obviously, they went down by a point last week, and he actually had a kick for conversion from about 7 in from touch to be able to win it, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to do it. But that'll be good for him. He's got ice running through his veins. He was able to boot that. Now it's a matter of getting back down the other end of the field and holding on to the pill.
Here go the Gallopers. Charging their way through. Great running here from the forwards. Gorman goes himself all the way to the 40-metre line. Genia. And the Dragons, they've turned the ball over.
What number? Good. Knock on. Knock on. Let's strip. It was stripped. Stripped in the tackle. Knock on. We're going to stay down. We're going to stay down here, boys. Stay down. 90 seconds to go. Let's go, let's go.
90 seconds left on the clock, according to Mr. Twist.
Yeah, we're here.
So they're going to have to work really hard here, Jay. It's going to be all about possession and moving it down to the other end of the field as fast as they can.
They need to swing it quick, they need to make some meters, but then they need to bring it in tight. They just need to hold on to that pill. So the last thing they need to do is just turn this over.
And an Alatimu kick to finish it off.
Yeah, good luck.
From the back, Richards links up with Genia. They go down the short side. Good running of the ball. They've got some open space. They're keeping the dream alive. Over the 40-metre, but the ball will be lost, but it'll be regathered by Richards. Ball will go back. Matodi holds on. Advantage to the Gallopers. Genia. Gorman. Doesn't give a damn about height. He goes into whatever one he wants. Genia flicks out the back. Good hands. Alatimu, bit of a kick. Are the runners there? Falls just short. And the Dragons are going to go quick. Oh, they're trying to make something impossible happen here, and that is not a pretty kick. This could be the massivest play of the game. The Gallopers hold on. The Gallopers looking dangerous here. Picking and driving. And that could be an all-important try.
I'm instructed on that side. Was he tackled? Or was he on the ground crawling?
And then immediately placed it.
So we're going to try. Yeah.
I don't want to say deja vu, but this is what happened last week against Brothers, and
2 minutes.
There's 2 minutes left on the clock, so
Oh, God.
20 seconds.
You could not have picked something better. We go to the double take replay here, and in the mass confusion of, I think, one of the most questionable fast lineouts done by the Dragons, not very well completed kick was regathered by the Gallopers, and they responded now.
Yeah.
The amount of pressure on this man's boot is unbelievable.
I would not trade anything whatsoever to be in his boots right now. 2 weeks in a row. Obviously, last week they were down by a point, so there was a lot more riding on it, but this is absolutely massive for Alatimu.
AJ Alatimu clawed them 15. Let's see if he can claw them to 17. From the sideline, Alatimu. That'll be flags! And the crowd is unbelievably revved up from this chain.
They are going off.
1 minute
The
to
old boys section went absolutely burger.
1 minute to go. This restart's going to be all about getting the ball back off this kickoff. And Strawn sends it high. Gorman's got it.
Use it. Right here.
Genia. It's going to be all about ball possession here. They've just got to hold on to it. If you give Sunnybank a sniff, they're going to go for that field goal.
Stay up.
Genia from the back. They're sealing it in.
No.
He needs some space to work here.
Get him to stay up. Get him to stay up.
Richards.
It's good steal.
That's a steal. Sunnybank have got the ball. Taifu offloads it to Fines. Quick inside step. He's still going. They can't get him down.
No hands. Get out of there. Get out of there.
Edge of your seat, Rugby Union. Down the far side, McIntyre finds Laluifi. Laluifi goes himself.
No hands. No
Everything
hands.
on the line for both sides. There's no half. McIntyre will step in. He'll go down the short side. He'll offload it. That could be. And that'll be full time. A nail biter to say the least. The Gallopers. An unbelievable finish.
Massive, massive, massive win for the Gallopers today. That was huge. Coming from 12 points down with 14 blokes with 10 minutes to go. That is massive for the Jeeps boys.
My heart goes out to the Dragons, who played a sensational game of rugby. The match was theirs for about 50 minutes, but the Gallopers, the last 20 minutes, they dug so deep in front of a massive home crowd. And they've come up with an absolutely massive win here, and that is going to really shake up this table. And not only here, it looks like we have got big games across the Queensland Premier Grade competition, but let's have a look at this. The scores and the tackle counts are such an accurate representation of this game, Jay. 72 and 17 play 69 and 15. It was all about the defence today.
It was massive. You can see there, as you said, tackles and missed tackles are pretty much exactly spot on. They're the exact same statistics, but a big one that I see there, handling errors. Sunnybank just too many times dropping pill in crucial areas.
For me, though, the tide-turning moment of this game, which I'm still not fully around, was that quick line out that they opted to do 6 metres out. I don't know if there was a confusion about minutes left, but that's what turned the game. And we saw that, you know, despite their lack of territory, they had good possession because of all of those turnovers that were conceded, the penalties, all of it. So the thing is, it was such a huge last-ditch effort from G. Statistically, they shouldn't have been there, but they made it.
Yeah, they stuck in there, and that's very reminiscent of old school Jeeps is playing that sort of footy. But this is where we saw here the opening try for Sunnybank. They roll through here, then they come left with Isaac, finds Lelawasa, brings inside with Beaton, but then shimmies outside, and I think it ends up in the hands of So'oi Malalangi after this hit up here from Fotu Aika. Again, darts out, finds Lelawasa, Strawn, quick hands, and the boy from Melbourne jots down in the corner.
Absolutely. It started the bar really high, and we just see these big floating passes from Strawn and Fines. They were there for a little bit of that first half, but they very quickly removed. And we saw this great work from the captain, Brendan Mitchell. Links up with Fines. They go wide. He finds Laluifi on the inside run, and he was just too quick for Matoti. And that was a great try to Sunnybank also. And we see this was a very, very close opportunity for the Dragons, but they just couldn't quite get there. And we see this. This would have been a power play for sure. Great running from the number 11, Fiddick, but he just couldn't hold on to the ball or stay on the feet.
And then this one here, this is what changed the game. Michael Richards takes it himself, fends off Finlay Hanaway, bumps off Fires Lelawasa, and there was nothing they were going to do. And that's where it changed. 6 minutes to go. And then this here, I think it was Miliki Karmea, picked it up, got going, bags it down in the corner, and gave it all to Alatimu and put all the pressure on his shoulders.
What a massive finish that was for the Gallopers, and their perseverance has just absolutely paid off. And it sounds like it wasn't just here, but it was also all over Brisbane and down the Gold Coast if they were playing that way. Massive games have been going on. And as we come to a conclusion for our match of the round, we'd like to make a special mention to McDonald's Newmarket, one of Jeep's major sponsors, for their support of the club and grassroots rugby. And we would also like to make a special mention to carrecords.com.au, major sponsor of Sunnybank, for their support of the club and grassroots rugby. So, it is full time, but before we go, let's talk about what's happening next week. Round 9 fixtures. We have got Bond playing host to UQ. The Gallopers are back here at Yoku Road playing host to East. Norse will be getting visited by the Bulldogs, and the Dragons will be hosting the Brethren, with Souths having the bye. And another big week of matchups there. So I'm really looking forward to, a lot of those top of the table clashes. I think the Gallopers East game will be shaping up to a big one, but for me it's going to be the Brethren and the Dragons. Then they've had some big hit-ups in the last couple of years against each other, so I'm going to really look forward to that one. Well, it is full time here, and the Gallopers, in the very dying seconds of the game, have snatched the win. J-Bor, thank you very much for joining us, mate. It's been absolutely brilliant having you.
Always a pleasure, Marty.
And as we see there, as preparations go, this will be a phenomenal conclusion to another fantastic afternoon of Queensland Premier Rugby. Like always, we're going to be back next week, kicking off around 3:05, so make sure you tune in. As always, my name is Martin Lippiett, and good evening.